Game versus Triple Crown. Opening face-off. Win by no. I was not here for this game, so we get a fresh view. Maybe I can verbally abuse everyone. We'll see. We'll see. So nothing crazy happening so far. Lena taking it in. Lack of support, perhaps. Would have liked to see someone getting towards the net. Probably Dave. And then you can kind of get it everyone nice and close, but kind of had a shot on net on a bad angle. Definitely could have kept it on your stick a little bit longer, Lena. But that is okay. Passing out to Ray. And then what happened? Everyone's going towards the net. No one else to support. Remember, when the puck comes out on the perimeter, we want to help each other by passing the puck around. So right here, not a lot of passing options for Ray. Dave's all the way on the far side. We would have liked to see them transition into these support areas to get the puck movement a little bit better. So a little bit of a scramble going on there. And then now, yeah, I can see this being an issue. So when Alex throws it in, the moment you see an interception like this and they got momentum going this way, you gotta start backward, like you gotta start moving backwards. So watch how long it takes for Carrie Ann to Alex to react to this. They stand still, and then they realize, oh no, I'm gonna be beaten. And when do they really start to realize that? When the player is already almost at the blue line. So this is exactly why you see, boom, they have the speed. Our two defensemen have to build up and they get beat. And so that's a chance right there. So not reading the play very well there. And yeah, again, positioning as well. Uh-oh. Who's in charge of this person up here? I think that should have been Lena. If she was the right wing. Let's take a look. So she didn't focus on, you can see how this player went from right to left. Oh, what the, and Dave's down there too. So another example of maybe being down too low and following with it when we shouldn't be. So some questionable positioning all the way around town today on this opening face-off. Little highlight here. Let's see, face-off win. Jess is on the ball. Again, Ryan, we would have liked to see you jump up to the D quicker. Well, that's fine. We got possession now. Now is the time for everyone to get to their stations. So to the boards. One thing is, Rayhan, okay, you're at the limit. I would have, that's about as far high as I would recommend. So maybe try to get it more kind of, you see how there's this section and like here is okay, like anywhere around here is a generally good area to keep it simple. Like we don't want to, as we get better and better, we can start talking about doing things in movement, but that's fine. And then let me focus on our D, Kathy. So Alex shifts across. Kathy, why are you not going to our corner? Get to our corner. You started off here, should be over here in the Gatorade area already, even if Alex is moving across. Now, if Alex decides to swing all the way around, then you can cross in behind him. But don't stand in front of Cliff. And then Fionn. She's fine. And then another thing for her is she's going with speed. That's perfectly fine. But you also need to react and read how like your wingers, if they have possession or not. Not quite. So just kind of read that and adjust your pacing off of that. So if you see they're not ready, just kind of slow it down. That's the only thing. That's kind of like the tricky part of being the center, especially at our level. So, all right, let's cut it here. All right, so Kathy is getting pretty decent at matching pace and sticking. Well, the gap's pretty good right here. The next step for her is to not be backward skating skating forwards this whole time. If she can basically do exactly what she's doing, but backward skating, she'll kind of put herself in a really good body position, and then still be able to do exactly that, intercept and read the plays. Oh, whoa, we got a car crash going on here. Oh my god, Dowd. Is it Dowd? You just absolutely killed Rayhan. Oh my goodness, what a car crash. We got a massive banana peel coming up right here. Boom! Whoa, the tornado spin. Oh my god, I don't even know who that is. Alright, this one, I know Dave doesn't watch this, but let's just roast him anyways. So coming up together, and they drop it off before the blue line. We do not play games before the blue line. We want to take it over, and then you can play the games. But definitely not, and then that's why we get called for an offside. Finding this interesting and fun so far, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe. Alright, here's the positional scariness. Focus more on Kathy right here. So she's been quite aggressive on stepping up, and here, I mean, potentially an opportunity for sure with this puck, but do a little rewind. Focus on this player right here. Look how he sneaks behind Kathy. Easy chip up the boards, and it's game over. Kathy's already been beat, right? And you're leaving it on a one-on-one situation for Carrie Ann. Sketchy business for sure. It is fine here, but yeah. Alright, Ray coming up, making all the moves, holding it behind the back, and then, oh no, that's a disaster. That is a disaster, Ray. Okay, but let's rewind. I mean, it's a nice move. So pulls around, backhand, hits the post, and then just absolutely crashes into her. Oh, ouch. Yeah. On one hand, I think this is important positionally for everyone. There is, you don't like, it's bad. It sucks, but so notice how everyone's coming back for defending. I think it just kind of goes back with positioning, and you generally won't be in a situation like this, but you see how they're so, I guess it's a red tape. I think that's pretty clear right there, and they're very fixated on the play that's happening, and I'm pretty sure this is a winger. So the question is there a reason ever defensively that they would ever come back to the goal line? And this is kind of a habit for beginner skaters. where they're so like is the same with us too. Like see how many times our red tapes are going all the way back and defending behind our goal line as a winger. They typically don't want it. They shouldn't be back there. And so I think maybe too focused on the puck, and then you kind of put yourself in a position like this. I mean, obviously it's not good. Ouchie. That's why we wear helmets. But like at this, like how would you normally play it? Would be, here's the defenders, so one guy's keeping Ray on the outside. This player should be coming out over here, like one on each post. And then this, I think that's the actual defenseman, and this is the center. But it doesn't matter. You treat them as basically 1, 2, 3 defensemen. They're going to be rotational. So this player just comes in, covers up this slot side. So there's would be a couple players that he would probably need to be responsible for, this and this. And then these two wingers would be kind of slowing down and at most stay around this area depending on which side, helping up in this area, otherwise focusing on the D. And then you won't ever have, if you want to help, generally you want to help out in front of the net rather than on the sides out here. But yeah, Ray, gotta get in control, my man. All right, we get a goal. Little shenanigans going on over. Let's rewind. That's pretty funny. Any case, face off, win. And then Rayhan scores it. So, do we give this to Ray? Looks like he did win it. No one touches it. Oh, scores on Jeff. Come on, Jeff, gotta close those legs up. Alright. Intercepted by Alex. And here's an example of, have we jumped the gun too far up? I think so. Dave. And why is that a problem? He gets an easy interception. But at the same time, that should be on Alex to not pass it in the pizza zone, giving up in the pepperoni slice out there. Come on, Alex. Alright, this sequence coming up, interesting. You know what, let's rewind it a little bit. Oh, risky play there, Kathy. So puck's in the zone, Carrion gets it, whacks it out, turnover, throws it. Oh my god, puck's bouncing everywhere. Somehow Kathy's right in the mix. And Dave. And then off to the races got Fee, Kathy, full speed ahead. My goodness, that is got some. Was that a goal? Oh, wow, 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 wee wah. Huh. Alright, let's see. Let's break down who gets the assists. Looks like Kathy DeFee. Oh my god, the speed. The speed demons out here. Oh boy, this one's a big one. Alright, so racing towards the boards. Tries to stop, slips, and it boom! Oh my goodness. Sticks launch into the air. Alright, alright. Again. We've talked about this. This is it's just like we understand. So puck towards the boards. How do we protect ourselves from ever being in a problem like this? So notice the path is straight, and then you lose an edge, you catch an edge going right into the boards, right? That could be easily, like, if you fell in a good way, luckily, But how do we avoid that ever being a problem in terms of danger? So the thing is, you gotta, like, number one, if the player's over here, you can get a nice wide stance, lean into them a little bit, and then push and eventually angle yourself. So if the board is, let's draw the board away, here's the board and here is you, so you want to come in and angle out that way, like much earlier on. So if you eat shit right here, you're gonna fall on the boards, bounce off, and slide down this way. Or he can go on this way, so you're gonna be skating actually back towards our own D. So let's do that same exercise. Draw the boards. So you're coming in, out, and again, if you eat shit, you're gonna bounce off the boards and go on this way. Rather than what Rayhan did is he went straight towards the boards. He slightly turned at the very end, but because most of his momentum is this way, so he ate shit, went straight into the boards and crashed like that. Sticks get ejected off to the stratosphere. Boom, right? And so just be careful. Again, if you lose the puck, you lose the puck. It's all good, but again, take a angled route. So a nice 45 degree, a nice 45 degree, and that way if you eat poo-poo, you're gonna just hit the boards and bounce off and slide. So just keep it safe. This was a solid pinch by Karen Reed. Watch. Puck's coming loose, able to beat it on a 50-50, jumps ahead of this player on that breakout. Boom, keeps it in his zone. That's solid. Alright, one of the things I don't like with Alex right here is, again, we've said this is the most important, like, he needs to be in charge of guarding the, like, any pucks coming up the boards. He needs to be responsible for that. Now, there might be there might be times that it makes sense to be coming off the boards and into the middle, right? So it's going to be kind of case by case, but in general, I would have preferred here, and then as the puck comes up, then he can walk the blue line and then come in for a shot. Now, if you're going to be in this spot, you're in that prime lane to shoot, and you're going to be there, and you decide to not shoot, then it's a curiosity. I mean, I guess they're coming to block you. Yeah. And then, okay, so then I guess my question is, why didn't you just pass it back down? I don't know. Like, it's a low percentage chance. You got people charging after you, so you pass it to the player that has 1,000 people around them, feeding them to the sharks. Why don't you? As opposed to over here. Come on. Alright, we're gonna watch a goal against coming up soon. We'll break down what are the problems. So Alex, oh, gets stripped. Disaster. He's playing games again. But he got snuck up from behind. That's perfectly fine. Now, positioning wise, let's see. Can we have done any better? Okay, so the pivot there was probably the mistake, but that's not necessarily a positioning mistake. And Dennis is faster than Kathy. So, okay. Here's where we can break it down. If you're ever in a race where you are actually, you know you're going to be slower, you need to go straight towards the net. And let me explain to you. So you see how Kathy goes out and tries to angle him. That's not a terrible mistake. But if you ever find yourself that, hey, you're actually probably going to lose this foot race, your goal is actually beeline straight to the post, because they're probably going to be moving around, blah, 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 blah. So that's going to get you the fastest path. And let's roast Alex some more. He's the one that lost the puck, right? Boom, lost the puck. So he should already been absolutely hauling his ass. Look, oh my god, he's got cement bricks in his skates and stares at that goal, leaves Cliff to dry. How could he do such a thing? We're gonna see the patented Dave shot and fall banana peel special. Hey, look at this, much better. Rayhan decides, hey, not my job to go down there. We have swapped off. We've passed that line. It's not my responsibility anymore. I need to cover the D. So, very good. Very good. Leave it to Alex. No need for extra help. It's now his responsibility. You're covering the D. Dave's covering the D. This is looking much better. And what happens? Pass, interception. Oh my god, we're out of the zone. Alright, this is hilarious. So, I think that's... What is going on? Alright, we're about to witness why wingers staying on the D is important. Lena's down, low, once again, not my favorite, which, like, it leads to our center being pulled off position. Like, Fee shouldn't be up there. It should have been Lena. But because we have another player up there, Dave, boop, stripped off the puck, and he gets a breakaway and buries it. So this was interesting. Kathy wanted to give up a nice pizza special for some reason. Puck's coming down the boards and she decides to whack it to the middle. Why would you whack it to the middle? Oh my goodness. Alright, we got a little bit of shenanigans going on here. Just watch the middle of the ice. Dowd turns around, falls down, Kathy falls down, and Ray just starts skating up, outside, inside, short. Oh, that the whole short side left open. Oh no, Jeff. Well, we got a whole conglomeration of players again down low. What does this mean? It means they get free time as their D. Do they make any use of it? We'll see. Shot on net, but okay, looks like they did not. Alright, we're about to see a goal against. See how it happens. So who's snoozing? Oh my goodness, what is this positioning right over here? Look at our D. What is this? So pass up, cut through the middle. Oh my gosh, look at the gap control. Disaster. But to be fair, it is on red tape, so they let him cut in. That's fine. Shot on net. And again, as usual, we always caught with Kathy not paying attention to number 50. I think she's the one to blame. Boom. We found our culprit. Not paying attention. Caught snoozing. She got too excited scoring her goal, and now she's caught snoozing. Alright, this one right here is more of a center tip on the breakout. Fee's almost got it right. Almost. Just watch her timing. It can be a bit better. So she's got to really watch Kathy. She's gonna really need to focus on where she is. Take a wider path. So she's cutting already, and I would have preferred her, in my opinion, is she's like basically gonna line up with her. So when Kathy's here, she's still staying on this line, and as she moves across, then she moves across. So you're basically timing them on a line, and as Kathy's coming out wide, then you're turning up together. Rather, the problem is, you see how the way she's positioned herself, she's ahead of Kathy, so it makes it as a tougher pass to receive. It still works out, but it's just a tougher pass. Right hand's too high, way too high. Yeah. All right. Something I've noticed, and I think it's a pretty bad habit. Watch Alex's head, watch Carrie Ann's head, and Ray's head. How many shoulder checks? Oh, Ray has a shoulder check, so okay. Now focus on Carrie Ann and Alex. Do they ever once shoulder check, look to their left? No. So how can you defend if you're not even sure where the other players are? So I think that's a bad habit. Dowd, I can't believe he didn't get in trouble for that. That's definitely categorized as a slap shot. You can even see the ref shake his head. Look at this. Come on. Totally should have been a penalty. Alright, this was pretty funny. So they're coming down the ice. Alex, shoulder check. Oh, there you go. And then you finally realize there's someone behind you. But the best part is cuts to the middle and then getting offside. Oh my god, we got the whole party going on, action, and like this is some crazy gap control. Gap control, guys. Pass. Oh, one timer. That looks like Maria. If I'm wrong, then my apologies. Alright, 3 minutes and a half left. Puck sent out to the corner. Lena should be up there, unfortunately. A goal against, right? Looks like it. I need to look at the ref. Did he point at... No goal, he says. No goal. Alright, let's skip. Oh wait, what? Is it a goal or no goal? I guess it is a goal. And so, what happened? Did you kick it in? Starts with, again, positioning. We need our wingers on the D so that this cannot happen. And we got the puck, and then, yeah, I mean, it's not the worst play, tripping it up. Alright, 3 minutes left. Let's just watch the whole thing. No edits. Maybe there will be edits. I don't know. D to D, I like it. Pass up to Dave. Pass. Lob pass. And then in by Fee? No. Did she chip it in? Oh yeah, what a tip. Oh man, that's a pretty slick goal. Just to see who it was. Carrie Ann to Dave to Fee. Oh, that's a juicy goal. Let's skip ahead. Let's see what other actions and shenanigans we can see today. Steve turning up the speed burners. Dave says no, keeps it in the zone. Excellent play. So here they go, round 2. Picking up the speed. Drop pass to the feet. Everyone's hustling hard, gets it in the corner. I think I like that play. Kathy decides to not help and get in the corner once again. Our wingers are down low once again. We got some bad habits going on here. Kathy's on the right hand side with Carrie Ann on the right hand side. Oh my god, so we got no lefty. I think that was supposed to be Kathy. One-timer chance. Disgusting. I need to wrap up the verbal abuse right now. This is just disgusting. How can you guys have so much risks out there? Kathy has the puck. Oh, playing games. She's deciding to play games in the last minute. Almost gets stripped and giving them a breakaway chance. We're just taking all the risks today with like less than a minute left in the game. Thought maybe Cliff needs some more goals against. Alright, line change. Oh, 3 triple crowners behind the D now. And that is game over. Wow, that is some excitement. Tons of mistakes in the last 2 minutes. We didn't get bit in the butt, but it was exciting. 5-3 win against Triple Crown.